Parshas Terumah, Tavshin Ayin Daled, Rosh Chodesh Adar Rishon. We're moving right along. 6 weeks to Purim. Before you know it, Mishenichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha. Of course, that applies to both months of Adar, so it's a very happy time. Beginning in this week's Parsha and continuing in the ensuing weeks, we discuss the building of a dwelling place for Hashem on this world. That's what we discuss in the next few Parshas, the next few weeks. And that, we know, is specifically what Hashem wants. HaKadosh Baruch Hu could have anything in His world up there. But yet, we see, starting from the beginning of the Parsha, we see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, for some reason, He wants a place on our world. With all the problems and with all the deficiencies of this world, this Olam Hazeh, here, down here that we live, HaKadosh Baruch Hu still wants a place. He wants a place to live right here. But what is our job? How do we accomplish that? It is our job, though, to create a place that is inviting for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem wants to live here, so every single one of us has to use our capabilities and use every opportunity to create a place that is inviting for Hashem. And this Parsha says in Nesivos Shalom, this Parsha of the Mishkan is not only said to the door in the Midbar. The Mefarshim explain how the idea of a Mishkan is v'asu li mikdash v'shachanti b'saycham. It's talking about building a mikdash inside every person, each individual. And where every part of your life and every action that you do speaks of the Kedusha and the atmosphere that comes with that Kedusha. And that's what it's supposed to be. And really there are so many lessons that can be learned and taught regarding this inyan of Kedusha, this inyan of the Mishkan. But being that we have some time constraints, we're going to touch upon one or two of those lessons. We're going to try to take something very important from the Shiur. The Nesivos Shalom says, when he discusses the nitzchias of this mitzvah, that this mitzvah of building a Mishkan is not only speaking to the door in the Midbar, the Nesivos Shalom discusses the pasuk of the Asu li mikdash v'shalchanti b'saycham. And the very first word of the pasuk is ve'asu. And ve'asu is a lashon rabim. It's a plural lashon. Even though when the Torah continues and gives other commandments regarding the Mishkan, most of the time we use a lashon of ve'asisa, which is a lashon yachid, which is a singular lashon. Over here, it uses a lashon of ve'asu. But there's another place. There's actually another place where we say a lashon of ve'asu, and that's right away also at the beginning of the parsha. The pasuk says, by the building of the Aron, ve'asu aroin atzei shitim. Again, over there, a lashon rabim, a plural lashon. So really says in Nesivos Shalom that over there, in the case of the Aron, it could be that we have a bit of an easier way of explaining that. The Aron, we know, represented the Eidos. The Eidos were the Mishkan HaTorah. And the Torah is teaching us an extremely important lesson. The Torah is teaching us that if you really want to reach a madrega of Kinyan HaTorah, in order to do that, you need the Koyach HaRabim. You could learn Torah on your own. You could accomplish knowledge on your own. But if you really want to gain, you really want to grow in Torah, you need this Koyach HaRabim. Like the Gemara, the Sefta Brachas, Daf Samach Gimel Amid Beis, the Gemara says, Ein HaTorah Niknes Ela B'Chabura. We know one of the 48 ways to be koina the Torah is B'Dibuk Chaverim, with a tzibur that is learning together. And a person that really wants to grow in Torah, that really wants to be able to accomplish in Torah, you have to know that. You need a sounding board. You need the support of people around you. You need the koyach harabim. So the Torah says over here, a lashon of ve'asu. tells you a plural lashon to tell you and to teach us that in order to be kind of Torah, you need rabbin, you need more. So why is it though? What we can explain the Araim. Why is it though in our pasuk we need a reason to say why we say ve'asu by the Mishkan? Why does a Mishkan have a lashon rabbin? Another question we can add on to that is why does the pasuk say ve'asu li mikdash? When we go further, we use a lashon of Mishkan, but at the initial commandment, the initial mitzvah over here, we use a lashon of Mikdash. So let's try to answer these two questions and take out a very important lesson. The Nesivos Shalom says that the Torah, when we discuss the Mishkan, the Torah is telling each and every person how you should go about building a Jewish home. And a Jewish home needs to be a Mishkan, a place for Hashras HaShechina. Like the Gemara, Masechta Soita, Daf Yud Zayin Amud Aleph, the Gemara says, Ish v'isha, you have a man and a woman, Zachu, if they are Zaycha, if they do the right things, then Shechina Sheruya Beineim. If you have a union, you have a husband and a wife, Zachu, if they're Taka Zaycha, and they do the right things, the Shechina is Sheruya Beineim. Like we have said many times, and it's very apropos right now. The Pasuk says, Acha sha'alti me'es Hashem. David HaMelech is saying, I'm asking one thing from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shivti beveis Hashem kol yimei chayai. I would like to dwell in the house of HaKadosh Baruch Hu all the days of my life. How is kol yimei chayai possible? The Gemara Masechta Brachos, Daf Yud Beis Amud Beis says the following. The Pasuk says, L'ma'an tizkor es yoim tzeischa me'eretz Mitzrayim kol yemei chayecha. And we darshan that kol yemei chayecha, in that Pasuk, yemei chayecha, we say it in the Haggadah also, yemei chayecha is the days. But kol yemei chayecha, that comes to include the nights. Kol comes to include the nights. So in this pasuk that we said, Acha sha'alti me'es Hashem, Shifti beveis Hashem, kol yemei chayai. It's coming, let's say it means kol yemei chayai, even the nights. How does that work out? How does it work out that a person is able to sit and learn 24 hours? You're able to sit and learn Shifti beveis Hashem, kol yemei chayai, days and nights. What about a person? A person needs to make a parnasa. A person needs to raise their children. What does it mean to learn day and night? The Nesivos Shalom says that the ikar request here of this Acha Sha'alti Meis Hashem is on the bias prati of each person. Shifti Beveis Hashem Kol Yemei Chayai goes on each and every person sitting here, and every person out there that's watching this year. It's going on your bias prati. Each and every person's own private place, your own Beis Hashem. If a person makes a Kiddush Hashem in everything that they do, if a person does the right thing in every aspect of your life, whatever you do and wherever you go, that becomes the Beis Hashem. And that's the lesson that the Torah is teaching us here. The Torah is teaching us a lashon rabim of ve'asu to teach us that when we give the instruction to build a Mishkan, we're not just talking to the people that were there in that generation. Ve'asu, we're talking to every Yid. And we're talking to every Yid in every generation that follows. When we get the instructions to build a Mishkan, it's talking to every person and telling you how to conduct the building of your home in future generations, in every one of our homes. You want Shechina Sheruya Beineim? You want to have a Shechina in your house? You want to have a Shechina for you and your spouse? Then you have to do your part. You need to create a Mishkan. You have to create that atmosphere of Kedusha. So yes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when He wants a place, like we said, on this world, You know where HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants a place? He wants a place in your house too. He wants your house to be inviting for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So Rashi says over here, on V'chein Ta'asu, Rashi says, V'chein Ta'asu l'doiros. It's a beautiful pshat. Now we understand Rashi. V'chein Ta'asu, Rashi's telling you, it's not just speaking to these people in that generation. V'chein Ta'asu, that Lashon Rabim, the Lashon of Ve'asu, V'chein Ta'asu, that plural Lashon is l'doiros. It's a command for all of us and all generations and people to come after us too. B'soicham, like we know, the pasuk said, "V'shachanti b'soicham, b'soich kol echad ve'echad," in each and every person. The Gemara Masechta Tainis, Daf Chavav Amud Beis says on the pasuk of Se'ena Ure'ena by Shlomo HaMelech, B'nois Tzion, B'melech Shlomo ba'atorosh itroloi imoi b'yoim chasunasoi u'v'yoim simchas liboy. The Gemara says on that pasuk that Yoim Chasunasoi is Matan Torah, and then Yoim Simchas Liboy is Binyan Beis Hamikdash, even higher than that. We see from this pasuk that Binyan Beis Hamikdash is even a higher madrega than Matan Torah. Why is that? Because that we see from this pasuk, our lesson that we're saying now, that the tachlis of the entire bria is building a mikdash. The tachlis of the entire creation is to have that kedusha, to build a mishkan, even more so than Matan Torah. To create, it is incumbent on every person to create a place for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That is the Atorah she'itvalei imoi. That is the shining crown of a yid. If you're able to accomplish that, and you're able to build in your own home a place for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that is why, it says in Nesivos Shalom, that's why initially, when the pasuk gives the tzivoy of the Mishkan, we say, Ve'asu li mikdash. We use a lashon of mikdash to tell you that idea of building something for